This is Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Julie.
Join us for unbuttoned and unedited conversations.
I love that intro.
Thank you.
I was just beautiful.
We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It's hard to pick the clips that go into it.
So, yeah, I was just going to say, for those who are listening to this and not seeing this, you definitely need to find you guys and find the video version of it, because that was delightful.
That's lovely.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, today, first of all, welcome everybody to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. I'm Sarah.
I'm Julie, and we're excited to have Amanda Wong with us.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
We're excited. Yes. Thank you, Amanda, for joining us today. And I'm really glad you liked our little intro. Julie's son wrote the music for that. So that's a fun fact.
Lovely.
True. I just didn't want to deal with like copyright stuff. And I'm like,
Fair enough.
yeah, everyone needs one creative person into their household, and he's ours. And I'm like, write us a little ditty. Like literally, we need a little ditty.
Yeah, something catchy. You did a great job.
Yeah. So he's from this. Will this work? We're like, that works. Not too long, not tiny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Catchy. We can put cute things with it, so it's fun. Yeah, we enjoy. We were just talking like we should refreshen up our clips in our intro and change those out. We like to change them out and get some of the most recent people we've had in there. So
I liked it. I also noticed that Kevin was in it with a Christmas tree in the background. So that was
it's an outdated intro.
We've had the last two times he's been on have both been in December. So
that's right.
You need a request that he puts green screen behind him, and then you guys can switch out based on the seasons.
I don't know that the Christmas tree.
That's a lot to ask of Kevin.
Because it's like the skinniest Christmas tree too, and then he's like, "It's not the size of the tree." So that's there's gifts of that now out there.
There are gifts of that, yes.
Which probably surprises you a little. There's so many gifts out there. But so I think the Christmas tree has to stay. It's kind of funny.
That's fair. It's iconic now. It's meme worthy.
It's perfect. Well, Amanda, congratulations on season 12.
Thank you. We're so excited to start. We're starting to film-ish soon. So that's
cool. Yeah, really soon.
Yeah, we saw some of those dates out there even sooner than previously. So
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna be finishing, and you guys are gonna be starting. So
I know. That's super exciting, because then it's kind of fresh in our minds as well, and so we can just move directly into the new season. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. No.
Right. That's a good point, because usually you filmed it so long ago that it's not fresh in your memory, but having just watched it, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we finish actually in November, and then we start shooting in the summer. So our summer in Canada. But I think because we didn't get a chat at all for season 10 because of all the strikes and things like that. So sometimes we had to backtrack and talk a little bit, not backtrack per se, but we had to talk a little bit on what happened in season 10, and we were like, that was ago. We don't even really remember. But,
forever ago, right? Well, actually, let's talk a little bit about season 10, because let's see, what season did Mei come in? You came in on 9. A fun way to enter Hope Valley. So you rode in into town disguised as a man.
Yes.
Was that fun?
Oh, super fun. So I don't know if anyone had seen Raise a Glass to Love. That's the one with Laura Osnes, and we filmed in Kelowna. Right. And it just happened that there were horses on that set, and they're the same ones that are on One Calls the Heart. So we just happened to be able to coordinate it, and it was my birthday weekend, and they're like, "Do you want to hop on a horse and send us a video of your horse riding skills?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So I just galloped around and trotted and stopped, swirled, and did whatever. And they're like, "Great, we'll stick you on a horse for your entrance."
It was
perfect,
iconic.
Yeah, great. It was lovely because when I got the audition, it did ask for her to be able to ride a horse. So I was like, this is a very exciting thing. And they also wanted a little they had a singing clip in the audition as well. So
okay. So they've always intended Mei to sing.
Yeah, I think initially though the singing was supposed to be to Newton the horse, because remember how Newton
he was.
Yeah, so I was supposed to calm Newton down through song.
Okay.
Yeah.
The singing pharmacist. I'm here for that.
I actually filmed it, and so you know, the one where I'm like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
I actually started singing in that scene, and Elizabeth comes in and she notices it, and she like, oh, that's sweet. And then so we actually filmed it, but I think that episode ran too long. So whenever things run long, then they have to where they can.
Yeah.
The story zero by me not singing. So just cut that.
Right.
But that would have been very, very, very sweet. Luckily, you've been able to come around and sing again. Right away when you rode into town, there's something very like personal connection for me. I'm a pharmacist.
Oh, cool!
And I loved having an Asian character. You're Chinese. Your character is Chinese. My sister's Korean, and so it was just felt like a very personal connection. Like, oh, this is a good ad. So,
I'm glad you liked it, Julie. Do you also ride a horse?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I can ride horses. We live on the north end of horse, but I don't have horses. I'm not great at horses.
But she sings a little bit.
Oh, you are basically real life Mei Sou.
Yeah, pretty much.
pretty much.
I never counted pills, though. I've never done that type of pharmacy. So.
You know, actually, I was watching some videos on how the pills were made before. They kind of like roll it into like these noodles, like kind of a long noodle. Yeah. Yeah, or there's like some sort of like wooden contraption with the ridges, and then you kind of just roll them over it, and then it makes little pills, right? Is that correct?
Well, that can be for some things. I mean, nowadays there's a lot of contemporary things. So they'll press them. There's a lot of delayed release technology. There's micro boring and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I work in an ICU setting at a children's hospital, so I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're way more technically advanced than 1920, that's for sure.
They treat a lot of kids on that. I mean, there's a lot of kids on that show, and so I'm always like, what's going on? I do love the space and like the historical pharmacy things in Mei's space, which includes the soda fountain, very time period.
Yeah, it's cute, right? The fountain actually dispenses real soda.
Oh,
does it really?
Yeah. But it does.
I was like, do you guys ever make sodas or like do the flavorings or bust out the syrups?
Yeah, no, we don't. But I know it works. I think I did this and then nothing came out. Otherwise, it'd be like a sticky mess. They're like sometimes because we're on a farm, right? There's some flies flying around, so that was just a hazard, and for that reason there are like flies in the background of our footage, like going into the soda dispenser.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, no. And also we have a real ice cream machine that's from 100 years before as well, and our director Peter DeLuise, he actually found it at a vintage shop or something that cleaned it up, and now it's in working order.
That's cool too. Yeah. We always talk about how we love that set, and then we've heard that it's really tiny, so it's really hard to actually shoot different shots there. Yeah, it's
very aesthetic in there, but it's absolutely difficult to shoot in there, and it's kind of stuffy a little bit. So some people have to stand outside. Well,
because I love like there's like the old bottles, the antique bottles and things on the shelves, and like just even the counter where to talk back and forth. It's like so real life to me. I really like can relate to that and so many people can, talking across the counter like that where the pharmacist is working. But the small set, it's too bad. I'm like, I want you to have a big set and a big soda fountain. Everybody lined up.
Yeah, absolutely. I do really like that it's become the space to congregate, though, and like all the kids come through and they chat and like get some advice, and I also like that Faith has a key to the space as well.
Right.
With Lily or whomever and grab a scoop as well, and it's a really nice location to just congregate. I feel
right. And I kind of love how Mei just like goes over to the infirmary and just like brings stuff on over when there's a patient, or whatever. I like that working dynamic. I mean, that's something that's very relatable, and that's my daily life in a hospital, but would be very much a frontier town thing. Like it's them too, so that's who's doing it, right? So
it's like I think if we were kind of in modern day and Faith and Mei were a little bit younger, we'd have walkie-talkies. I feel like that's the walkie-talkie. Where and Faith and Mei, they live upstairs at the cafe together, they're roommates, and what a fun dynamic that is.
The girl gang.
The girl gang, yes.
The girl gang is missing somebody.
I know. Didn't you love that scene where Fiona was like, "We're not talking about you."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
We're here for Kayla giving Kevin sass. I don't know. We're like, this is spectacular. We've had both of them on multiple times, and so they've had their movies go through and stuff. We're completely here for a little sass from Kayla. That was spectacular. But like the gals all being in the same place, that was a fun dynamic. Whoever decided that's where they were going to put them all.
Yeah.
But, young professional women in a town like there's definitely, they go together logically. Like these are driven women, well educated, and young, and just a fun kind of different dynamic.
I agree. Even that scene where we catch Jack Wagner in the pool in the hot spring, that's just the most hilarious. That to me, that one's so good, and just Mei and Fiona becoming kind of twins, in a way, they're sneaking around when they're doing surprising Rosemary for the bridal. It's so cute. I love the three of them together, and I really hope that we can do that again at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing Fiona and Kayla, and we got to see, we see Mei and Faith together a little bit, but it's not as much anymore because we're actually seeing other storylines for Mei and for Faith, which is also fun. But do you miss having those scenes?
Absolutely. Those are so fun to film. It's always fun filming with Ben Rosenbaum. Of course, he's hilarious. And when I got to film with Kevin as well, also super fun. But there's just something different about filming with the girls, and it feels like girl time all the time, even when we're just hanging out waiting for the scene to start. And Kayla and I were struggling to not do some of the same actions and behaviors. We both looked at the same time, and this kind of like Siamese twin thing started happening, and I thought that was so much fun.
It's super cute though. Like here will be mirror images of each other. Right? That's super fun. A lot of those scenes actually out by the hot springs. I keep wanting to call them the hot tubs. By the hot springs, so we're very cute, and you guys got a lot of like cute outfits, hanging out on the blanket, sipping tea. I'm just like, those girls are spilling it over there. There's no doubt about it.
Hoping we leave, and we don't leave. We're like, oh, do your thing. We're just having lunch over here. And you just like, do I get out of the water or not? Really good.
Oh, fun. Also, just Jack is just very funny in those scenes too. Like, just perfect. But now Mei has quite the storyline going that started with Mei and Mike Eminem.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about Eminem.
Well, I hope you guys all like it. It's been such a delight to film. I think that the two of them being kind of slow burn and awkward and stuff like that has been hilarious to play. And, you really see Mei shift from confident pharmacist to this kind of nervous schoolgirl again, and not sure. And then this playfulness kind of comes out in her that only happened kind of with Hickam. You don't get it. What's super interesting is we forget that the person we're with kind of also changes our behavior when we're romantic or in a relationship or we like someone. You know, some people were like really confident, some people were like really giddy, and some people were really silly, and it depends on the other person and how they allow you to be yourself and show up to determine kind of your behavior. And it's just been so fun to play her playful and silly and able to be nervous and freak out and that happens because this sweet guy helps her out and he doesn't judge and he allows her to be flawed and fully as she is.
Right, because the Mei we first met is very different than the Mei we're seeing now. So and like you said, she's kind of lights up like that way around Mike. So were you surprised when the writers kind of shifted to having Mei and Mike together?
A little bit. I didn't really know what was to come for me. I kind of just, whatever I see is what I had no preconceived notion of where this was all going. But you know, now in hindsight, it seems kind of obvious that we, you know, in the beginning of season 10, when we both had, for Mike Hickam, he had Faith that he was interested in. For Mei, it was Mountie Grant that she was interested in. And they were both kind of, you know, both of their love interests were getting together. And so it didn't seem obvious to me then, because I was from the character's perspective where she was like, oh man, this sucks, right? My best friend, but you know, if they're happy, I'm happy for them. That's okay, right? But then from Hickam's point of view, he's like, what? Not again, you know? And so I didn't see it coming, but I think that Ben Rosenbaum he leaps some bounds ahead of me on these things, and he said, I think they're gonna see if we're gonna be like the chemistry is here for us. And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh no, in hindsight I get it. And then so I think the singing stuff was the first introduction, and it was really nice because, you know, you see Mike Hickam in this kind of this role where he never gets the girl because he lacks confidence, but he wasn't expecting to be pursuing Mei, and I think that's where the confidence came. He was just teaching her something that he was familiar with. He was in a choir with his sisters this whole time. And so he was teaching her, and he's coming from a place of confidence, and he was the one who was more educated and in this realm. And so he gives her confidence. And so the dynamic completely shifts when it comes to this relationship versus the ones he's had in the past.
I also think, you know, because Mei came in with a relationship that was not good, right? That like worked the other way too, because of his like soft demeanor and his like open personality. He's the sweet guy in town. But like it just felt like that seemed like a safe spot for me too. Like
for sure,
really safe.
Yeah. In I think it was episode 5, she says that this is the happiest she's been, you know, and I think she's repeated that more than once. Whereas the description she gave for Jeffrey, who forged her signature, was that he was controlling, and she felt like, I think there was a lot of fear and a lack of being able to do anything. Someone else was taking the reins, and she wasn't like a willing participant. Whereas with Mei, what's really nice about the two of them together is they both take turns leading and following. And so the relationship is quite balanced and quite, you know, she feels very fulfilled and safe. And they both made a public declaration 2 weeks ago that they want to spend the rest of their lives together. And I think that that's so beautiful. And it's everything that I wanted.
That scene, got to see the dinner date in the back, and with all the beautiful lanterns, and really being able to share. Mei really got to share her culture with Mike. How fun was it to do that scene?
So fun. I think so when it comes to that scene, I had a hand in deciding what kind of foods we were going to eat.
Yeah.
Which was really nice. Initially, so Mei is from a different part of Asia that I'm from.
Yep.
So my grandmother is about 2 hours, was born 2 hours from Shanghai, and Mei is from Shanghai. Yep. So the foods that Mei was eating on that dinner date is similar to what my great grandmother might have eaten. But where I'm from, it's more whatever we get in America. It's like the when we think of Chinese restaurant, I think it's more what it is that I had grown up with, in my household. So when the writers came to me with the food, it was actually from that part where I'm from. The food was from, and I said, however, we established in a previous episode that she's actually from Shanghai because she speaks Mandarin versus Cantonese. And I said, so what would be more accurate would be these types of foods, and they're very receptive to it. They're like, absolutely. Please tell us what to provide. And I said, yeah. And I walked on that evening, and it was just so beautiful. Everything was so beautiful about it. They're all. I know that they spent a lot of the budget on that set, that episode. And I was just like floored by how gorgeous they made it, and also it felt like a real princess moment for me, and it felt like this is so nice that everyone's created this beautiful scene and story to honor my culture and heritage, and it meant a lot.
I'm so sorry about my dog. She will not stop barking. Okay.
You're good, Sarah. I think everyone loved the visual, but more that we were transported there. Like you could see Mike being transported to what was important to Mei. Yeah. And that was what was important to the two of them, right? So it was really well done and really well written and visually beautiful.
I really appreciated that it wasn't just about like a fancy date, but it was like the reason that Mei did that and kind of put on that show was to share a part of her with Mike. And it just gives it a lot more meaning than just like, hey, I made you dinner and here's some pretty lanterns and candles,
Yeah, absolutely. What's really nice about that is she said she really felt her mom was close in that scene because she was making her mom's recipes.
Right.
Very sweet. And I actually made those Xiaolong Bao, the same soup dumplings.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you. That's my first time making it, actually. Because it takes 2 days to make. It's like such a labor-intensive process. But I think it was really nice. And there was, you're right, Julie, there's something quite intimate about that scene that I didn't really think about until now. And I think even as I was watching it, it did feel like there was just the two of us and everyone was able to be a participant in it at the same time. When he takes out the chopsticks and the reactions just felt so real to those people and as though there were no observers. And when he said, oh, thank you, it means so much to me, I cracked up after because I forgot he delivered it that way, and I forgot what happened in the scene. And so it was really nice to revisit it and watch it again for the first time and experience it again.
And Mike's just not had a dating life in a decade, and so it's kind of fun to watch Mike actually have a relationship that feels right. Like sometimes they'll try writing relationships and they don't feel right. And at this point, everybody knows like Mike and just kind of who he is, and like just like that he has a soft piece to his personality, and that piece works better. It feels like for Mei too, who came out of a situation that wasn't that way. And I love that contrast of how she got there or why she got there to what's coming out. So we're enjoying it.
Yeah. And I think what's really nice is they are both bringing out a part of each other that we don't often get to see. Like I think prior to her relationship with Mike, you've never seen this playful, silly, kind of nervous, unsure side, and then you've never seen the confident, authoritative side in Mike as well. And so this has been a really interesting kind of juxtaposition between their characters and really the full-fledged character that they are in all facets of their lives,
Right. Right. And true, they're established people. This is not an 18-year-old love story. They have other things going on, which sometimes leads to miscommunication and times, they miss each
all
other.
their jobs combined is probably like 25.
And you say that they're not 18, but they kind of seem a little bit young at times, though, because back in the day, you just dated the person who was next door, and your pool is 4 people,
right?
And you get to choose one of 4. But
honestly, your pool is not that big in Hope Valley.
Exactly. So if you look at Mike and Mei, Mike has attempted with Faith and Fiona, and then Mei has attempted-ish with Jeffrey and Nathan, and so this is kind of like you're next working out because there's only one other available person in town,
It's true.
That's it.
But also, it didn't go very far with either of those people that both of them had dated.
Right.
Mei got a hug with Nathan, and probably not much, or not anything more than that with Jeffrey. And that Hickam probably didn't even get that, with maybe a handshake with Fiona and with Faith, and they got
a motorcycle ride.
Exactly, motorcycle ride. That's right.
The pinnacle of their romantic pursuits. But because so they have even less experience than someone who is 18 in the modern day. They have no experience interacting with the opposite sex, and when you do it for them both, it seemed like it failed miserably.
Right. What we talk a lot. We've talked a lot, kind of the Mei and Mike are young love, even though it is not like Allie and Robert kind of love, but it like they're starting fresh, right? They're getting to know each other. They're learning about their families. They just made this verbal, kind of commitment to each other. So we're excited. We know it's going to keep moving forward. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we're watching Nathan and Elizabeth, who have been friends for many, many years, and
maybe have an "I love you" multiple times.
There's a lot of history, but they're not like, you're in very different. The 2 couples are in very different spots, but in one way, they're in this going around.
No, I totally agree there. That makes sense. And it's also such an interesting way to look at it, because these two, like Nathan and Elizabeth, have known each other for ages.
Right.
Whereas
half a decade.
Not very long, 5 months.
Yeah.
It seems like you're right. They're both on a journey towards finding their life partner, but one is filled with so much history, and one is actually super new, and maybe that will have some problems later because they haven't had certain discussions. When Bill says, "Oh, you guys are like a married couple," that makes Mei super nervous to hear that. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Commitment has not worked well, and does he feel the same way? Does he not? What now? Where am I going with it? And you get that panic, and that happens in real life too. And so, with Nathan and Elizabeth, there's this history, this long history, and there's a lot
of each other's dirt, like his dad was in jail, and her family, and the whole other things, they have like history and deaths and just emotional. They carry around a lot of emotional baggage. And then Mike and Mei are like really finding out about each other, and so Mei just got to meet Mike's sister, who I love her.
I enjoyed
she's a lot.
Yeah, she's pretty funny, that woman. Samantha Ferris is her name, and she just comes in large and in charge, and who better to do that and put kind of Mike in his space, though you kind of can see why he is the way that he is, the big energy that she has.
Yeah, she's got big energy.
That's what we're calling it, yes.
But what's really great then is also, she hasn't seen or lived with Mike for at least 10 years, because Mike's been in Hope Valley this whole time. So I don't know how long that's been, but at least for 10 years. And so the Mikey that she knew was 10 years younger, and maybe a different position in life. And what's super interesting for her likely to see is, her brother's all grown up, and it's very evident you know, sometimes I have a younger brother, and I think of him as young, of course, until he has a girlfriend or something like that, and you see the maturity come out in them, and it's a very interesting thing to see, and I think that she's seeing this for the first time. Not only is Mike older and secure in his job, but he's got a full-fledged relationship, and it's serious.
Right.
Yeah.
And not that Maisie's kind of offended Mei in any way, but he exudes this "I will protect my partner" vibe that maybe she's never seen before, which is really nice.
Yep. It's fun. But Mei has also shared, like, she doesn't have a lot of family around, but she's got a brother in the Merchant Marines.
Yes.
Right? Any chance we're going to get to see the brother in the Merchant Marines?
Ooh, perhaps.
Really?
This season has been a lot about family. So Tom is back, and
siblings, particularly.
Yep, siblings. And we had Maisie, and we also had Joseph Brothers Jacob.
Yep.
And there's a lot of conversation about family, and you know, with Lily and Faith and the grandmother, there's just been a lot of family dynamics that we're exploring, and so that's a very strong possibility. It's been a very family-oriented season.
Yeah, and all the ways, and as we are heading into episode 9 this Sunday, we know that it's like Nathan and Allie and her dad, like that dynamic, and it's his sister who's died, husband, like that's a strong dynamic there. And when Tom came in too, that was Elizabeth's husband's brother. Like those family things have been a big theme through this, and so we're loving that. So that's why I'm like, come on, her brother's there's gotta be something with your brother, because that's been the theme this season. So
that has been. So yeah, I mean,
well, fingers crossed.
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of episodes left. I mean, we're
so he's at least mentioned again.
Okay.
We'll be watching.
Okay.
Did we get to hear what the brother's name was, or did you just say my brother was in the Merchant Marine?
Brother's name. You know what? I think at that point, I wasn't even sure if that, like, his name had been like solidified, but we do his real name later.
Well, sometimes that's the way it comes out of those, and then you're just like, oh, we're gonna have to decide on one now, because we are gonna move forward with that. I just kind of love that they have him in the Merchant Marine, because it makes him feel a little like mythical.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, because where is he too? Like you just don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's one of the things, like, there's that scene that they share outside the cafe where she says, you know, I haven't seen him in a while. You're gonna have to find him. I haven't talked to him in ages, and there's a sadness there.
Right.
I think that Mei really does miss her brother, and especially since she's got no family around and he's the only one, ish. Then I think there's a sadness there, and also it contrasts strongly with the Hickoms, where there are multiple,
a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah, and it seems like Mike doesn't really feel the same way about his family, so that's something they definitely will be sharing and discussing and talking about.
Those Hickoms got maybe a strong personality thing happening in that sibling bunch, which was very fun to see, because we just really we knew he had a bunch of sisters, but we don't know a lot about him. I mean, there's always kind of like that little bit that's out there for you to like, is this ever going to come in? Like, we know Fiona has a boatload of siblings too, but we're all like,
yeah, for sure.
It's kind of fun. So I'm hoping we hear more about the mythical brother who's out there in the Merchant Marines floating around somewhere.
Wherever he be.
Yep, wherever he is. May doesn't really know where he's at.
Can you tease a little, like, will we get to watch Mei and Mike have some conflict? Because we had a little bit earlier in this season when Mei got a little scared, but now we're like in a really great place. Are we going to get to watch them overcome some things together?
Yeah, actually, I can say yes. They are going to face another conflict, unfortunately. I think that Mei and Mike are just like the candy romance where it's like it's just sweet so far, but with all things sweet, you can get a toothache at some point, and there are some problems that come up. Yes.
It feels like it needs to be because they are almost like candy sweet.
Yeah. So something is bound to go awry.
Right. And, well, and also something to pull them together, maybe a little, gives them some deeper conversations too.
Yes, for sure. Like I think family dynamics are very interesting. That's one that they'll have to discuss. If you enjoyed episode 6 with the
so good,
there are going to be, I think there are a couple at least beautiful scenes that are coming up. So that's something to look forward to.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think you like that. Mei has had some kind of wonderful costuming pieces. We've had Barbara on the podcast 2 different times, and just like the things that they make and pull together. Do you have a favorite costuming piece of Mei's?
I would say I really like the pants because they're super comfy. But you know what? The only time I ever got to wear pants was when I was riding the bicycle, and that was a very difficult thing to do. It was so tough. And everyone was watching me struggle on this bicycle, and I was red in the face, and I was saying, I promise I know how to ride a bike. This is just a really difficult bike. And something was going on with the gears where it was like clunking as I was going.
That's a bad bike. That's not your fault.
Yeah, it was an old bike, and you had to pedal backwards in order to get it to stop, and all these different things. And then someone loosened up the gears and oiled it up, and then I was sailing through, and I was like, oh, goodness, took almost
a little maintenance goes a long ways.
Yeah. But aside from that, what outfit did I like? I think that the mint green dress that I wore for the lantern was very
beautiful.
Yeah, I also like my hair in a different style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do my makeup different. So that was because it was a date scene. And I got
to be fancy.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the costumes are pretty comfy. On cold days, I really like the thicker skirts.
Yeah.
Warmer. But and then on the hot days, and you like the cooler outfits. But I think it's just weather dependent for me. I think excellent job. Yeah. Also, another thing, I have this one green outfit that has shoulder pads, and I used to think that the shoulder pads were going to be looking odd, but then that actually has become one of my favorite on screen. I also really like that pink, the one with the red trim. When I was in the barbershop.
I like that.
That outfit too. Yeah, that was cute. It's very candy shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was cute. Do you like? Would you rather be filming in the barbershop or in the pharmacy?
So, aesthetically speaking, the pharmacy is so beautiful, but then as we were saying, it's so tight in there that it's hard to film. That for that reason, I think the barbershop, it's nicer. It's cooler in there, also warmer in there when it's the winter, and there's more space, and it feels like there's more air because when everyone's breathing the same air, like I lose my lines. Yeah.
Did you ever think that Mei would be spending so much time in the barbershop?
No, I did not think that at all. And I think she didn't think that either because she was like, I've got this and this, and I'm freaking out. I have all these things to do, and I have a job already, and now I have a second job, and I'm running this thing. So, no.
You're established in Hope Valley when you have 17 jobs, right?
I know. Especially Hickam and Mei, I feel like they're doing that.
I know. Bill, he's got a million jobs. I mean, Joseph.
Lee.
Yeah. They've all got a million jobs. The only people that get one job are Elizabeth and Nathan.
True.
After that,
yeah.
Come on, even Robert has a million jobs.
And you've got Flomo or work at the daycare with Minnie, and then you've got part-time gardener. Everyone's got every job.
Exactly. Yeah.
The actual evil man of season one is now like tending the tree.
Yeah.
Henry, it's been a long arc, Henry, from mean Henry to tree tender. Reading the tree book.
Yeah.
Like, you're established. You got roots in Hope Valley when you've got so many jobs. So clearly Mei is very established as she is moving her way through all the options in Hope Valley.
Amanda, I just thought to ask you this. When you first were brought on, had you seen One Calls the Heart?
Yeah. I think that everyone in town has, especially in Vancouver. That's like such an established show in town that everyone.
So you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
A little bit about it. Yeah.
A decade. It's been over a decade, right? It's season 12. Like, that's kind of crazy, right?
It's very crazy. Yeah.
I mean, I hope we keep going and we get to watch Robert grow up and like Jada and Deanna, Angela and Allie. I hope they get a romance.
Well, even like Cadence, who plays Anna, was back for that Higgins episode, which was actually like, there's very few shows that can do that, and like one of the reasons that that was such a great storytelling and such an important story to tell. But one of the things that made it like so much more invested was it was Anna, and that was like our Anna, right? Like, you're like
from day one, Anna.
No, we're all going Mama Bear on that, right? Yeah.
Sure. Is they're introducing careers for the girls who are growing up. I think that's super nice because, we're going to have a conversation, obviously, at some point where it's what does Angela and Allie do later on after school? We don't know yet, right? And so those conversations will be had. And what about Robert? What's Robert going to do?
Was learning to cut hair now. That was the last thing he. Of course.
No.
Correspondence haircut. We're all like, no correspondence hair. We're done.
That was so random.
Everybody just keeps waiting for him to go off to the Mounties too. Like, there's not really enough people in town that they need a second Mountie. Every fanfic out there has Robert coming in as the second Mountie. I mean, at some point, like he did the whole followed. Shadowed Nathan and all of that.
Name that'd be so funny.
It would be very fun. But Robert too. I mean, he also started as a small kid on the show, and now he's had 17 jobs also. So, I
don't think they know what to do with Robert. Yeah.
He comes back each year taller than the last. Same with Elias. Elias is just growing like a weed, and it's so interesting to watch them year after year, and Robert knows how to drive.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's kind of amazing, It's Cadence started. She was 7 when she started on that show.
Yeah, exactly. Now she's
crazy. Mm-hmm. And she was first season 1 back in season 11, and it's just it's kind of amazing to watch all these kids because even like. Jada, who plays Allie, I think she was 11, but Allie was 10 at the start of the show. But that was season 6. Yeah. Because we're filming season 12. That will be her 7th season there. It's like, wow.
Yeah, time flies. Yeah, I feel like we always see that clip of her and Nathan walking, and she's like got her arm swing, like so cute. And Jada's got the sweetest personality. Same with all the kids are just so sweet, and they are just, I don't know. I personally just feel so proud of the adults that they're becoming, and they've got really good heads on their shoulders.
They've had some great cast through there, and just, it's fun. Like even you just thinking, I was like, well, Mei just started on the show, but
it's been a while now. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be your 4th season, right? You came in at 9, 10, 11. You're going to start filming your 4th season.
I know.
Crazy.
It's so hard to me too. I know. What a blessing. I just feel so honored. I hope I just hope we keep on continuing on with this, and it's been fun.
Well, I think that they've really started to lay the groundwork for that being a possibility, like you said, giving the kids careers and having even younger kids come in, and it's there if they can keep it going, it's there.
Well, I think successful long-running shows are multi-generational and have people in all the different layers of life. We've all seen long-running shows and how they do that, and that's actually probably one of the biggest things that they have in common, is that they're multi-generational, and just even within there's like different layers of and different ages for everyone, and it brings a lot more depth to the storytelling. So I think they're making a lot of really smart decisions.
Hopefully,
along the way. So as the season goes into this last 1/3, is there something we can look forward to with Mei?
Ooh, we're gonna get to know with Mei. Okay, we're gonna learn a little bit more about Mei's upbringing or background.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're also gonna develop the Mei and Mike relationship a little bit more, and we're gonna be meeting some people coming up in episode 10.
Okay. Some people are coming.
People are coming.
People are coming.
Because the press pics just dropped for episode 10 today.
Yeah.
But I didn't see people.
No spoilers, though.
No people in there yet? Okay.
No, so interesting. It's always interesting to see what they drop and what they don't drop, right? You're like, what are you dropping?
Yeah.
What are you not dropping? So the press pics dropped in. But
accidentally giving something away.
No, that's people will be, but like they love that. That's like what brings them to watch again. They want to see those things coming in, like something to look forward to. So it's very vague now because we have like no clues about who people
are coming.
People are coming.
I kind of like that people are coming.
I know. It's been a great ride so far with the people that have come.
So. Oh, good. I'm glad. Are you guys enjoying the season? Because I wonder how. I feel like the reception has been quite nice. Has everyone been enjoying it?
Okay.
Yes.
I think the reception for this season has been through the roof. Some of the best interaction. We're very involved on social media because we have the podcast, which is separate and is very broad. We also come in through the fandom too. So much activity, so much interaction. People are loving just like this whole, how everything's tied together so beautifully. All like these family storylines that are pulling from.
Storytelling has been great.
And even Tom and Faith, that is a season 2. She literally was his nurse when he crashed the car.
Wheels when he came to town. It was very nice to have Max come too, and also with like, some little tension, I guess, there too, because he is also the uncle of little Jack, and to give
the family, the in-laws, and
exactly.
No, but that gives you better storytelling. So I think it's the depth of storytelling that people are just loving, and then how beautifully they're being told, like the when to see that done in a positive way that could have gone negatively with Max, and instead walking, with Tom walking beside him, or just being able to reconnect with Faith a little, and everyone knows like the fandom, they know these storylines, and to know that she was his nurse when he crashed the car with Julie, and I love that even Elizabeth got to say that to him, because we're all like, he crashed the car.
That you hijacked.
There was a bar fight too. We could have cleaned that one up. I'm like, let's bring up the bar fight. They got Jack and Tom got tossed out on the sidewalk in front of Elizabeth's family. It's one of our favorite things. But just that there's that much history in this show, and you can pull those things, but also the way the family storylines are being told. And honestly, it's
being done in a way that's moving other stories forward too. Yeah. So it's not just like these random kind of fun throwbacks, but it actually is pushing all these other storylines forward, which
right.
It's really lovely. Yeah.
It is really lovely. And I also that Higgins episode brought in a much deeper, more serious topic. And that was done so beautifully and empowering and really modeling like how do you listen, how do you believe, and those are the I sometimes I think that I worry that they want to avoid some of those topics, but those have been the best ratings of the entire season and the highest demo. So fans want to see those storylines, and they've been written so beautifully. Like it doesn't just have to be all candy coated.
Totally, yeah.
Right. Although, like I told, Beth Stewart, the writer, I told her that this season feels everybody has a lightness about them, even during these harder times.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best way I can describe this season. It feels everybody has a lightness to them. All the characters feel really happy, and they feel like they're where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And their stories are moving forward, and we get to watch them go through different struggles, but there's still this beautiful lightness to them because they're where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that that's something that Hope Valley does really well. Even last season when, the clothing swap thing, there was like optimism that was, or that was like brought out of that experience. Like, okay, let's share, or okay, we have a problem. Who's going to take care of the young kids? Okay, we're going to start a daycare. Okay, great. And just everyone's rallying together to support one another. And it's just, that's what everyone wants, community in life.
Right. And actually that daycare storyline just actually very poignant there, as women were working more that are professionals, and that you have a batch of young professionals. We've talked about that, and that being able to support them is something that lots of families have to go through, or communities have gone through. And certainly at different times in our country's history, those times have jumped forward faster during World War II. Like so many women were in work, that whole daycare really actually got magnified again. And so like those are great storylines, because that's also something that you struggle with today. It's like, okay, and I have a sick child, or like who's going to stay with them. And so it's very time period appropriate and very much something people can relate to. And I think that's also something that's being done really, really well.
It's a reminder of it takes a whole village, and it's been a nice one.
Right. No, I think it's been lovely, and like I said, the social media engagement has been so high. People are just so on board with all the things. I mean, and there's a few things out there. Certainly Mike and Mei are in the rumor mill because Brian Bird dropped somebody's getting married this season. So we're starting to get down to the last 4 episodes, and everybody's like rolling the dice who's getting married, right?
I mean, there aren't very many choices.
There aren't very many choices. Then there's always like the random, somebody just show up in town and then that's a wedding.
Exactly.
But that feels like, I think people are, more invested in Nathan and Elizabeth and Mike and Mei, right? To have somebody random. The only random person that could actually show up in town and people would probably be less mad about would be as if Abigail showed back up town and Abigail and Henry got married, right? So I think that's the one exception, but I think we all are pretty sure that's not happening. So, right? I think it's been announced. Not this season. But I mean, that's probably the one like random. If you showed up in town and they got married, people would be like, okay.
Yeah, that's good. We accept that.
I think a random marriage would probably send the fandom into a tizzy right now. So it's just kind of fun to be like, there's 4 episodes left, and we don't know as fans.
It's really action packed in the last 4 episodes as well. So it's gonna be a lot happens.
A lot happens.
People come. There's action.
Action.
I think I'm gonna tweet that when that comes. Look, people. It's the people.
People come in 10, and people will come in 12.
Okay, yeah. But it's fun. Like we love when people come.
Come in 10, people come in 12. Okay.
And well, like even we know, We know because a few people have said, Beth, what did Beth said? You don't write somebody like Jeanette to just have her be a one-time shot. So, there's going to be there's, the stuff is happening, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We're here for it. We're here for it.
Yeah.
Very
around that this widow ex-engaged of Lucas,
but not really engaged. She was lying apparently.
Yeah.
Which is like Chris on, and he's like, I was so protective of Lucas, and then I get the next script, and it's like, she's lying. We were all surprised when it.
I was just gonna say, and we find some answers, I think, at some point with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that Rosemary and Bill have been trying really hard to figure out what happened with Lucas.
Right. Who shot not JR? Lucas. Who shot Lucas?
Yeah.
Right. So longitudinal story. I think we're all resigned to that. That will be at the very end of the season, right? Like that's such a long.
So much has happened. So much has to happen in the next few episodes.
There's a lot of things to check off the list still. Yes.
Exactly. There's a lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Lucas.
Amanda, if you could describe season 11 for Mei in one word, what would it be?
Oh, it's just love.
Love. I love that.
So
you have to say it with the hands, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to say with the hands or Mike because they're both smitten with each other. But yeah, that's all she's looking at right now.
That's perfect. It's perfect. Hope Valley. It's literally called When Calls the Heart.
Yeah.
So what is calling the heart? We have been asking people to give us an Easter egg to look forward to. It can be a word, can be a thing to look for. It could just even be like a scene or a spot. Some Easter egg.
Something to look for.
I mean, Kevin did say Easter egg for his Easter egg. So
that's a smart one.
Yeah.
Easter egg. What to look for? Oh man, I totally did not prepare for this.
Yeah. Could even just be like a scene or a spot or watch for.
Okay.
We've gotten a lot of different answers. Andrea said emergency. Kevin said unexpected, maybe. Was that Kevin?
Oh.
Unexpected. Chris said newspaper.
Said newspaper.
I'm gonna say something so obscure, and then everyone's like, "Ooh, that was deep." And then it's like,
something obscure. We love it.
What kind of? That's a terrible Easter egg. Okay. Let's say. Letter. A letter. Like mail.
A letter. We love a good letter.
Yeah.
I mean, we never get them anymore. Only in Hope Valley do they really have letters, right?
Okay. A letter is coming.
Because of this letter.
Oh, okay. I love that, actually. I love that. Also, the mail is like such a big piece of things that, when your packages come or your letters come, or that's often part of the storylines. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll be looking for that.
Two letters come.
Oh.
2 letters. Okay.
It's going to need a letter box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully Robert is around to deliver the mail.
Yeah, who's delivering the letters these days? Is it Robert? Who's got the job now?
That's amazing. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for being here with us. This was fun. Do you have a few extra minutes to play a favorites game with us?
Yes, let's go. I love
kind of a game. Go ahead, Julie.
It's not really a game. It's just like talk about your favorite things when we give you a topic.
Okay.
Go ahead, Julie. You lead us
All
off.
right. Do you have a favorite rom-com?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I like how fast your answer was, because it takes most people a long time to come up with that.
No, that one and The Holiday are my two faves.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. I'm like, you've got mail every time. I'm just like,
oh yeah, that's
I feel like you could really pull off that yellow dress.
You know what's so funny? Okay, so you know that scene with the lanterns? I really wanted to do a Kate Hudson spin.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I suggested it, and they said no.
Oh, maybe
come on.
A big date.
I know. So like, this is my throwback to these rom-coms.
We would have been there. We'd have been there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What about a show? Do you have a favorite TV show, or maybe something that you're currently binging?
Favorite TV? I'm currently binging Bridgerton.
Yeah, same.
I loved Queen Charlotte. I thought it was excellent.
I loved Queen Charlotte.
I've got my Bridgerton books behind me. Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. We have a few group chats when Bridgerton dropped out at 2 a.m. I get up to get ready for work, and people are like done already. I'm just like, people, go to bed.
That was not me.
5 minutes though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, excuse me, Colin, what did you say?
Now, have you read the books?
No, but I downloaded them right after. So I have
because their book right now is on I think for free on Audible, but
okay.
I love the narrator that does these books. They're so good.
Yeah, okay. I'll read them. I have them so I have a library app, and so you have to borrow them.
Yes.
There's a million years wait because everyone read them, so then I'm trying to borrow that.
Yes. Yeah, but that last line is actually from the book. So I'm so glad they left that in. Yeah.
How close are the books to the actual? Am I going to?
They're not really. But I can see why they have to change them. But it still gives you I love them just as equally. But they are different. But the essence is the same.
I heard Francesca's book is really good.
Yes, I'm hearing that her story is going to have like a big, huge twist to it, and
I have also heard a little bit. And I'm excited for that. Yeah, I really like Queen Charlotte. I just think that it was so excellently done, and I really want to know what happens to Bixby, or what's his name again? I think it's Bixby. Yeah,
Bixby.
Yeah.
I want to know what happened to him and his partner, and then just that scene. I just think those actors and actresses just did such an amazing job.
Under the bed scene.
Exactly. I was bawling.
My gosh. It's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the unexpected season. I didn't know I needed that season. And Queen Charlotte is by far my favorite. Like that one is like, the under the bed scene is like, oh my gosh. Like,
that one's my favorite. Also, I really like the do you love me? Like, I love you.
Yeah. Right. Do you love me? Like, because we're going back and forth, and it's just like, is this arranged, or is it actually like we are so emotionally connected?
Yeah. And I also like when she's trying to jump over the fence, and she's like,
climbing the wall, and the sass back and forth. I love I love when there's good sass back and forth. So, that's
because I love these princess stories. Clearly, so they're great. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
maybe you should be a princess in a movie.
I would love that.
Or maybe there should be a king. Like, how many of these royal movies are there?
Very Princess Diaries, or very, American Girl goes to blah, 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 or falls in love with a prince, and she doesn't know he's a prince. Yeah.
Because that's where you go. Right? You had me at Sewing Kit. There's that one, the Danica McKellar. You had me at Sewing Kit. Like, that one.
Yeah, exactly. I love these. All of them. I love all of them.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like Ben should be like, Ben and I have been talking. We're like, what kind of rom-com would we do together?
Oh, let's make one up. Oh no, that would be so cute. He would be you'd be some beautiful Eastern princess that's trying to get away from her family, and so you're like in Hawaii or something, right?
I thought you were going to say Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota. Ben's from Minnesota.
From all of America.
We both graduated from the same university.
Oh, cool. I like the Hawaii idea though, because we can go on vacation.
You get to go away. Yeah.
I like to go to Hawaii, right? Like you're just trying to get away, and then it's just like the sweetest guy that is clueless to all of that, and you just fall in love, and then it starts becoming apparent that you're royal, right? And then you're just like,
write it.
All these signs. I got bodyguards, people chasing after us,
and he has no idea.
I love that. Like, and instead he's trying to take you to go get shaved ice. Like you're in Hawaii, like just go get shaved ice or things like that, and then really you're trying to hide from all the all the people, right? And he's clueless. I think it would be so cute.
Yeah, it'd be so funny. I was talking to Rothgar too. I was like, I said I was going to go. I wanted to go on vacation, and I said, let's. I was like, if we could write some movie, and we could go somewhere on a tropical place. I was like, do you want to be my dad, Rothgar? He's like, I'll be your dad. He's like, I'll be your dad. And I said, or do you want to be like, you know how in Angels in the Outfield, there's that magician angel? Yeah. I was like, you can be that guy. He's like, I will be your dad or an angel or a magician, whatever. I'll be whatever. Yeah,
whatever it is.
And let's just make it happen.
Absolutely. I can totally see it now, right? Yes. Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
Let's pitch it.
We haven't pitched a movie idea on a podcast in a while. Julie,
I know for a while we were pitching every time we were on.
Every time, yeah.
The last time Kevin was on, it was like Love in the Nordic Sky.
Love Under the Nordic Sky, yeah.
Something like that.
That one.
Yeah.
A working man Christmas movie?
That was like a good men working song, and think the beginning of Frozen, right? Yeah. When they're coming in off the ice in the boats.
That's hilarious.
As far as we got.
But I swear, every time we have
working drafts,
somebody on. Vanessa, when Vanessa was on, Vanessa and Corey, there was
Lungies.
Yeah. That we're deep into
lovely, by the way. I love. She was so fun.
She collects miniatures, so we totally had to go with the miniature thing. And you keep moving your miniatures around, and then that keeps happening in their life.
That's cool. Very. What's
Corey Sevier was on with her, and his wife is a movie writer. He's like, I'm going to tell her this idea
to write this, because his wife writes a lot of their movies. So he was just like, because Vanessa's like, I have all these miniatures, and they're so cute, right? And you're just like, oh no, this needs to be a movie.
Have you seen it's called Toys? It's some sort of it's kind of like Toy Story, but then it's the evil toys and then the good toys.
Yes, I think so.
Old movie, right? It's it's like the bad toys are actually the good guys. Yeah, I feel like this is immediately what I thought of when she said her miniatures.
Let's do it like the good and the bad. Too fun. Okay, let's ask a couple more things. Favorite food, healthy and indulgent.
Okay, I'll go indulgent first. If I could have bubble tea every day, I would do that.
I was just gonna say, then you should just come to my work, because some of the techs in the pharmacy bring in bubble tea almost every day.
I love that stuff. It's so good, but so bad.
Half their families run food carts or are at the Asian market, so then they just bring in the bubble tea every day. So
love. And what I like to eat that's healthy. Okay, I've been making this thing lately that takes so little time to make, and I saw it online. I take a salad roll wrapper.
Yeah.
I put it on a pan, and I beat an egg, and then I put it onto the salad roll wrapper, and it cooks the egg. And then I put a little bit of, I put whatever filling I have. I'll put chicken in there sometimes. I'll put kimchi in there sometimes. I'll put whatever. You fold it, and then I do quarters, and then it just becomes this crispy egg crepe wrap thing.
Love it.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good and really easy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Okay, other than Mei, who is your favorite character on When Calls the Heart?
Like, who would I want to be, or who do I just like?
Yeah, or just who's your favorite character? Who do you enjoy watching or
watching? I really enjoy watching Henry Gowan.
Oh yeah, I'm
interesting.
Cummings.
Yeah. There's something about him. He's just like so.
There is something magical about him.
Yes, absolutely. I also really liked Jack in the drunken jail scene. That was like such a highlight for me.
So fun.
Okay, very fun. And I really like Lucas's character. I think he has gotten to do a wide range of things, and it's been very fun to see him in like all the capacities. You know, he was like, he was like in gambling before, and then and now he's governor, and then his romantic storyline, and now his like heartbroken one. It's been really nice to see Lucas in all his different ways.
All his different ways.
Yeah.
And Wilbur's past come back for him.
Yeah, exactly. Those dreaded, darn pasts.
Right. They come back.
They came back.
Yep.
Now you have Joseph confronting his past.
Yeah.
Pasts. And then you also had Nathan and his father, and then also with Allie and her father. Lots of pasts.
And Tom came back from Jack, right? Yeah, now Allie and her father, it's all.
Yeah.
You kind of love that. I mean, not many shows can do that because they just don't have that kind of history to be able to do those kinds of stories. Yeah, I love that. All right, do you have a favorite band or a singer?
Band or singer? You know what? I don't. I really like to listen to like I listen to podcasts a lot. And I listen to, when I'm at home, I'll listen to jazz.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And then sometimes I just, for the mood, I'll be like, turn on spa music. Okay. I'll just do that.
I love that.
It's so weird. I don't really listen to things with words a lot.
Yeah. Well, I can get that because you just need the noise, but you don't want to be thinking about the words, or you just
yeah.
So what kind of podcasts do you like to listen to?
Science-based ones. I listen to a lot of science podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah. I listen to Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist from Stanford. I listen to Star Talk Daily with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I also listen to Tim Ferriss. He wrote the 4-Hour Workweek and 4-Hour Body. He introduced like world-class leaders and stuff. And I like that. I'm such a science nerd at heart.
Or do you have a background in science?
Yeah, I started uni in sciences, and then I ended up graduating with comms, business, and publishing. But yeah, my first love was science. I won every science fair in my school except for one. And I was so sure I was going to be a stem cell researcher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stem cell research. Love that. Love that. Yeah, as a science nerd, I love that kind of piece about you. The girls in STEM, that's very close to my heart. So yeah, you gotta love that. No, those science podcasts are great. Great.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's also nice because sometimes we don't realize that maybe we're not having a bad day. We just need to get some sun in our eyes. Things like that. Or just little things to improve our daily life, and I look to learn about that kind of thing.
Love that.
Yeah, I love to learn too, so I appreciate that about you. But thank you, Amanda. This was so fun. And we hope you'll come back sometime.
Yes, I'd love that. I can't wait for you guys to see what's in store for the next.
I know these last 4 episodes are going to be. Everyone's going to be on the edge of their seats.
I know. So. I'm like sad that the season is almost over. Yeah. But also cannot wait to watch. So
yeah, at least it's not like Bridgerton where they make you wait a month.
Okay, that's so weird.
Especially ending on that scene, like, oh.
I agree.
Yeah, are you gonna marry me? Like,
yeah.
Like, what? I will say that season dropped half and still is going to be done before When Calls the Heart is
Yeah.
the season of the painfully slow burn.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Right?
That was funny. All right, Amanda, tell everybody where they can follow you on social media if they are not already.
Okay, I am at Amanda Wong, which is just Amanda without the middle A. So on Instagram, so that's where I'm at.
Perfect. And tune in to When Calls the Heart on Sunday nights on Hallmark Channel. And thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And thank you, Amanda. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun too.